Hi and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto podcast. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another Cardano podcast video. So yeah, look, bit of a mouthful that. We've got some really interesting stuff to cover off for Cardano. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of all crypto is up 1.95% at the time of recording at $1.19 trillion. So yeah, look, nice and positive after the 0.25 interest rate hike. And if we have a look here at Cardano, Cardano is up 2.5% at 39 cent, bang on, ranked 7th by market cap. And yeah, look, it's struggled to get above 40 cent, but you know, no worries, it kind of is what it is. And look, there's some really interesting stuff. We've got Charles Hoskinson warns of 2008 rerun as current banking model falls apart. And I touched on this in a previous video, and look, I think it's interesting. I think it's impactful to highlight the size of these banks. I think, you know, we're close to seeing another bank collapse. Well, we're seeing loads of banks collapse, but another really big bank that will mean that 4 of the top 5 failed banks, biggest banks, will be you know, from 2023, and I think that, you know, should be alarming. And yes, there are individuals that seem to be alluding to the fact that, you know, there's far more money in the supply, and you know, of course it's bigger, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, when you consider you know, the average Joe debt is, you know, at an all-time high as well. It's a far bigger situation than we've seen before. But what are we seeing? We're just basically seeing the smaller banks being eaten up by the bigger banks. We're seeing the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And there will be a squeeze on the middle class. We will see, you know, more and more individuals losing their jobs. We'll see consumer spending slow. We'll see people lose their homes and all this stuff. Look, I think we need to talk about this stuff. We need to be at least acknowledging it. You know, we can bury our heads in the sand, is what I wanted to say, and you know, pretend that it's not going on. But who's going to be buying this crypto when they can't afford to, you know, basically have a house, you know, roof over their heads and feed their kids and keep the business, you know, lights on and stuff like that. This is a real thing that we should be, I say real thing, this is a real concern, and we need to be, you know, at least considering it and being conscious that this stuff is going on. Because at the moment, my perception is that, you know, crypto is really being propped up by retail, and it isn't the big money that's propping this market up. There's some market manipulation, don't get me wrong, but it's really the people that have been in crypto this whole time that are propping the market up. It isn't, you know, an influx of new people at the moment. Now, I think there is adoption coming, but I do think that we're going to see a significant pullback. I think we're going to see the rich get richer, and if you're not positioned financially sound, then, you know, the risk is there, and that is why I highlight it. I want people to be successful, and Charles, I think, is pretty much on the same page with what I've been saying. He expects more banks to fail, and yeah, I imagine that he's fairly aligned. We've got Cardano's long-awaited scaling protocol Hydra goes live on mainnet. Details, and this is basically the tweet that's come out. Hydra is a family of layer 2 protocols designed to make Cardano more scalable and adaptable for various use cases that require fast and cheap transactions. The first Hydra head recently opened on mainnet, and there's a video here. I will link this in our Discord for you to read through at your leisure and to watch the video. But what I would say is, yeah, look, I'm really excited about everything that Cardano are doing right now. I'm excited about the fact that, you know, you've got these layer 2 protocols that, you know, can potentially launch on the Cardano ecosystem. And just touching on something that's mentioned here, that, what is it, various use cases. One of those use cases is artificial intelligence. And you see in Singularity Net and Singularity Net umbrella projects looking to launch on the Cardano ecosystem. One of those is a project called Hypercycle, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for artificial intelligence and machine learning. And I do think that this is rather interesting, and you know, I think is a real positive for Cardano. That's just one use case of many. Privacy with Midnight is another, and you know, these topics are topics that I think are going to grow from a momentum point of view, and projects that have huge potential to do very, very well in the future. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on that in the comments below. Are you really bullish on Cardano? It appears that whale activity suggests that they're confident amid price drops and the volatility in the market. Cardano down 13% from the peak of 2023 of 46 cent, which was the record on the 15th of April. You know, but transaction volume involving ADA are up 42% from a month ago. So there's an awful lot of positivity when it comes to Cardano, as well as I guess some protocols that are going multi-chain. I think that, you know, times are hard. I think some of these projects are suffering. I think we've seen I think it was about 46% of projects during this bear market haven't been blogging and stuff like that, and you're seeing that being articulated in the media. And I think that, you know, we're seeing, I guess, the consequences of a prolonged bear market for some of these projects looking to get additional money grabs from other chains that, you know, perhaps haven't been able to succeed like they intended on just a single chain. So be aware of those. I'll be interested to see what the money flows are for some of these protocols that are going multi-chain all of a sudden. We've got Visa hiring crypto devs. I have mentioned about adoption. I do think that there's huge adoption on the cusps of happening, and that a lot of that is going to come from the likes of Visa and MasterCard, who are both, you know, positioning themselves very, very well in the blockchain sector when it comes to payments. So keep an eye on Visa, keep an eye on MasterCard. Rather interesting stuff. I know it's kind of off the topic of Cardano, but I do like a little bit of adoption, and I did, you know, touch on it briefly. We have seen ADA's total value locked also increase from just below 48 million, so we can round it up, 49 million. It's almost 3 times that now, or more than 3 times that, I should say, 152.54 million. So I think this stuff is really, really positive. It's stuff that, you know, we need to be, you know, highlighting and talking about and aware of, you know, particularly with whales getting involved in, you know, some of these projects like Cardano. For me, you know, I'm seeing comments around thumbnails and talking about people getting burnt and stuff like that. I really do believe that, you know, a thumbnail is, you know, irrelevant, like, really, when it comes to the content. More so when it's solid projects like Cardano. What I would say, whether, you know, you put $10 on a thumbnail for Cardano or $100 for Cardano, the price is likely to you know, increase over time, in my opinion. I do think that $100 ADA in the future is something that is possible, but I do believe, you know, we're talking 10, 20 years, and you've got to take into account, you know, inflation and all of that stuff as well. What I would say is, you know, let's have less hate, let's have more open dialogue, and let's move forward in the right way. If you enjoyed this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.